Good morning, everybody. Welcome to an early edition, a 2-hour expanded edition of Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you live.
Wait, 2 hours?
2 hours. That's today till 11 o'clock Pacific. We are coming to you live from the WWDBTV studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. That's right. I'm Aaron Phillips. I got the chief next to me. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Downtown Fremont Street himself, Mr. Matt Mullen. We are here today to talk the first hour of Crown Jewel. This is our pre-show for Crown Jewel coming up at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. East Coast. 7 matches on the card, 8 if you include the pre-show match. We got a lot to talk about, but first, thank everybody for watching on YouTube, Facebook. We got you covered. If you're driving around town, like right now, it's about noontime back east, getting ready for Crown Jewel back there, y'all. Good morning, Thomas. Then download the WWDBTV app to your phone, WWDBTV LV to your iPhone device, and then in about 72 hours, that's right, 72 hours, if you download the WWDBTV channel to Roku, you will get the WrestleMania-like level of shows available on the network. 702-992. I know Chief is looking at me because I can see it in the screen. 702-992-3207. Join us with your picks. Put them in the chat room, YouTube them, whatever you want to do. We will add that to our conversation.
Maybe.
Hi, Chief. How are you?
Sami Zayn and J.D. McDonough could be a main event match on the card today, replacing some of the other matches.
Who would you replace one of the matches with?
Doesn't make any difference.
Just add them?
Yep.
Okay. But they're in a pre-show.
I didn't see it say pre-show.
I did.
Well, your channel's wrong.
Abraham Lincoln wrote it, so it must be wrong on the internet.
Keep J.D. McDonough on the pre-show.
We're starting already. 30 seconds. That's not bad.
That's almost like keep Alexa Bliss at home.
Well, she has been home. Anyway.
Stay home.
Mr. Matt, how are you, sir?
She's still better than Fabulous Moolah ever was.
That's okay, brother. Hey, and I got news for you. There's a whole lot of teams in the NFL that are better than the 49ers, too.
Wow. Speaking of which, you guys watch College Game Day, on ESPN?
No.
So Lee Corso, right? The longtime coach, what he does at the end of the show, he makes his predictions of the game they're at and putting the mascot helmet on.
Who cares?
Well, I'm going to do my own Lee Corso because this weekend the Giants are coming into town to play the Las Vegas Raiders. And so for both teams, I know that's going to be a pee break the entire show. To be
His was for the Raiders. Mine was for the Giants. Well, so that's how much we think it.
That's disappointing. That's disappointing. Anyway, hey, before I forget, did we announce this last week? What? Good morning, Jennifer. Did we talk about sending regards to Jennifer last week? Did that happen before last week's show? I think it did, didn't it? Good passing of her dad? No. I don't remember timing. But anyway,
I don't think so.
Jennifer, from all of us here at Thoughts Count Anywhere, we do want to send, as you know, our love and thoughts and prayers to you on the passing of your dad recently. We love you, so please keep us in the loop of plans and things that we could do to support you and your family.
I sent her regards privately.
Yes, I knew you did, as did I.
That's my girlfriend.
That's right. Does Liz know?
Yes.
Okay. Well, she does now, exactly. All right, we got a lot to talk about. Did you guys have a good week?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Had a good week?
I had a good week until last night.
Why?
Man, I was up all night.
Why? Not feeling well?
Freaking legs were
killing me. I'm sorry.
Oof.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. But we'll make it up today, though. That means you're on very little sleep and you're extra ornery today.
Oh, let me tell you, I didn't have much sleep.
All right.
Can you stay awake for the whole show?
If you make more coffee, I can.
All right.
We'll do that. We'll do that during break time.
I got plenty of caffeine right here.
You have a good week, sir?
Yeah, it was really good, actually.
Anything? Well, we'll get to story time in a moment, but anything exciting going on for you outside of work?
Story time.
Not yet. You're early.
I just want to make sure I got it.
You got the right segment.
Did we pay the internet bill?
See? That's you, Mr. I'm pointing to our producer, not you out there in viewer land. I'm pointing to our producer. We were talking
I forgot last week. I got to slip him a 50.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I only took care of today. I can't take care of past balances anymore. I can't cover any more past balances. I'm out of business. Anyway, all right. With that, before we continue to dig ourselves deeper, see, John, I blame you. It happens every flipping time. All right, with that, I'm going to bail myself
See,
out.
I control the universe.
You do. With that, I'm going to bail out right now because it's time for.
What is it time for?
Story time with Matt.
Shit.
And now here is your storytelling host, Matt Mullen, the Mr. Rogers of the Fremont Street neighborhood. Take it away, Matt. What's happening in the neighborhood?
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
I got a story time, of course. It's
Sto-
Fremont Street,
Story
and
time
it's
with
always
Matt.
crazy. Halloween.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God. It was so busy down there. It was like New Year's Eve. And it was a Tuesday, so we were like, is it going to be busy or is it going to be not? We have no idea.
Sure.
But all hell broke loose. There were so many fights. It's like robbery day down there.
Jeez.
Everyone with masks, they can go like robbing everybody.
Were they
Oh, no.
stealing each other's candy?
No, they were stealing cell phones
Oh, my God.
and like wallets and stuff.
So a lot of pickpockets? Is that
Yeah.
what's going on? Jeez.
We had one guy stole somebody's like cell phone and wallet and like took off around like the building. Eventually was like, hey, keep an eye out for this guy. And if you're in a costume, you're robbing somebody. You might either want to take the mask off, rob the person, put the mask on, get away, or rob them with the mask on, rob them, take the mask off, get away.
Get away.
Smart.
Right.
You would think. But this guy robbed somebody with a mask and just decided to go to the other side of the building with the same mask on, going through the
Well,
wallet.
nobody would recognize him, right?
Yes, no one recognized him at all. And we ended up grabbing him because
He was stupid.
he's stupid enough to keep the same shit on.
Oh, my God. So like WD-40 and duct tape can't fix stupid. Neither can Halloween masks.
It muffles the noise.
It muffles.
but-
That's
Stupid is as stupid does.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, listen, that's
Right?
what makes that's what makes Vegas
Wait.
what it is, right?
Are you done? Or is there more?
Oh, it's
You got another one? One
No,
more?
I know his
I
cues.
like
I know
his-
when
It's
he's
pretty
done.
chill.
I like his stories though.
Well, this one, listen, for Halloween, we shouldn't have expected anything like
You know
some
what?
stupid shit,
There
right?
was a lot of fights too.
I
Like
was-
Metro was coming like crazy.
I was disappointed in Halloween this year.
Were you why?
I only had 8 children. That was it.
We had
8.
none. We don't even, I think I talked about this last week. I don't know. All the shows are melding together. There was a school district in New Jersey
The cancer.
that actually canceled
Yes.
all Halloween activities
Yes.
for fear and safety. But
Yes.
look.
You know, it's a shame.
They didn't want stuff to go off the tracks in New Jersey.
It's a shame that things like that happen in society today. I mean, the town I grew up in, we could go anywhere.
Oh, absolutely. It was a whole different time.
We could, we didn't have these little pumpkins or bags. We used freaking
Pillowcases, right?
pillowcases. Damn
That's
right,
right.
a white pillowcase.
That's right.
man. And we go around and we fill it up. And when it got full, we go home,
Change costumes. and
empty it out, and we go back out and fill it again. Didn't have to worry about taking the food, taking the candy or wherever you got to do to check it or whatever. Didn't have to worry about children's safety. None of that.
So going back to your time when you trick-or-treated,
When Moby Dick was a minnow.
It was really it wasn't really hard to worry about kids' safety when there was no cars.
Exactly.
oh, well,
There was 2 candies in existence.
Two
Well, that was-
two taxi cabs in the city.
You had to go uphill both
4 miles
in the
ways.
between
snow.
villages.
Yep. We had 5 points where we all met.
so
Yeah.
that was my question. When you trick-or-treated, what did you get when you were trick-or-treating at your age?
Candy.
Like what? What was the candy of the day? Wax teeth or
Milk,
something? Or
Milky Way.
Milky Way?
Yeah.
Really?
Or Milk Duds.
Those are that old?
Those-
Or
check the expiration dates.
or Yeah, the wax lips.
Remember the wax lips and shit? Oh my goodness.
Remember the little milk bottles?
Yep.
Yeah, milk bottle
They
had a little
used to
fluid
pop
in
the
it.
top of-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get candy cigarettes back in those days?
Oh,
That was
yeah.
big
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah. In
The little carton?
the little
Nothing like
pack.
promoting cigarettes
No,
by getting
hell
candy
no.
cigarettes as a
I quit
6-year-old.
7 years ago. No, we're not promoting that.
No, I didn't mean us. I mean at the time when candy cigarettes were
Yes.
out there. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's
But
what
back then it was penny candy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I told you guys off camera a couple of weeks ago when I used to go to movie, right? A quarter would last you all day. We used to go down, Miss Mahady, rest in peace. We used to go down to her store. The small brown paper bags used to fill it
Oh
up
yeah, the
with
scooper.
penny candy.
Right.
Then it cost you a nickel to get into the movie all day. Okay. Cartoons, a Western, and then
They were all silent films, of course, right? Weren't they at that time?
no. I'm not that
There
old.
was those little wind-up things.
Yeah. And then you had your double feature,
right.
right? And then
With the intermission.
normally they would have a live act.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like a magician or somebody would come in. It was fun. Back in the day, it was, I personally myself, I wouldn't trade it.
Oh no,
Okay? I wouldn't trade it.
absolutely.
When I grew up, I wouldn't trade it for
There's
nothing.
a reason they called those stores 5 and dime stores at the time. All right, with that, let's get to a couple of topics of I Hear Voices. Then we're going to take a break and come back and start talking about Crown Jewel. Rumor is Liv Morgan is set to return soon from injury.
Return.
Where do you see her fitting into the current storylines? What do you think? Where do you see? Where do you want to see happen for Liv?
Hopefully see her go after Rhea after Crown Jewel, but it's kind of funny. I was like trying to put like the run sheet together.
Right.
And there was like a story that said Liv Morgan might not be coming back for a while because of like injury complications.
Okay.
And then 20 minutes later, it updates to Liv Morgan returning imminently.
Oh, keep you guessing, I guess, right?
I guess, but I want to see her go after the title. She deserves another title reign.
Okay.
I don't disagree with that.
Okay.
I don't disagree.
Is that so? Regardless of what happens today in the fatal five-way, geez Louise.
Ray is going to win the damn match there. I'll
So
give you my
regardless of-
predictions.
So regardless of what
Write that
happens,
down.
regardless of what happens, do you see Liv then getting into that title picture as a revenge opportunity against Rhea? Right, Rhea's the one that put her out. Yes, in the tag was it during the tag match or whatever it was with what's her name Rodriguez, right?
Raquel.
So it would make sense if, as I agree with you as well, I think Rhea's going to win as well to retain. It would make sense then that she would come back and go right back after Ripley, given her putting her on the shelf as one option.
True.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I agree.
All right.
I agree.
Rumor is TNA Wrestling is open to CM Punk joining their company after positive backstage appearance at recent tapings. Chief, I'll go to you first on this one.
No comment.
Okay. Matt?
After I had so much time to think after that insightful thought, I think they actually might sign him because if they're saying that they want to aggressively rebrand and
relaunch
talent-wise, the struck, what a hell of a launch it would be to get CM Punk.
Right.
Especially if he was to show up to Hard to Kill to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
We have an in.
I
So I'm
Christ will
hoping
keep all the shows
we
in
can get him here.
Chicago.
Burnett says Liv and Raquel will actually reunite upon her return.
Liv and Raquel.
Go back into the tag team division against Piper and Chelsea.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what.
I go
I
with it.
kind of like Charlotte and Shotzi last
That got
night.
a great response last night.
I kind of like that. They looked good together.
Yeah, that got a great response last night with Charlotte Flair coming
And
out.
if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch SmackDown.
It's called a spoiler.
Yeah.
not really a spoiler after it airs.
If you haven't seen it yet, like somebody we know
And-
used to tape and get mad at us for
and-
talking about
Oh,
results.
And it was taped last week anyway.
That's
folks.
right. That is true. That's right. Because why? Everybody's in Saudi Arabia. All right, we're going to step aside for our first break. When we come back, we're going to dissect the Crown Jewel show, which starts in about 45 minutes with our predictions, thoughts, and insight. And we'd love to know yours. You can put them in the chat rooms or call us at 702
992
992
3207.
3207. We'll be right back.
D'Lo Brown. If you want to be part of one of the greatest podcasts on the world, Thoughts Count Anywhere, every Saturday, 9 to 11 Pacific. Now recognize that.
Hey, everybody, Aaron Phillips, and I'm standing with
Anthony Miller.
Hey, I have a quick question for you. What's the name of your favorite wrestling show?
Thoughts Count Anywhere.
What a convenience. Saturday, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific. If this guy watches it, better watch it also on Facebook. This is your warlord of weird Sinbodi, and you are watching Thoughts Count Anywhere right here on Facebook, Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. till 11 a.m. Pacific Coast time. Stay tuned. Do I look like I'm clowning around? Buddy, I'm Aaron Phillips, and I am with the legend, Sabu. And Sabu, you were telling me earlier about a special wrestling show that you really like, and that is what? Thoughts Count Anywhere. That's a coincidence. The same show that runs Saturdays, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific, right here on Facebook. You better listen to the man to watch.
Aloha, this is April Hom, the Royal Hawaiian from Glow, and you're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere.
It's gorgeous.
You'll find the art that speaks to your heart at Desert Valley Gallery. I've gotta have it.
So colorful.
I can't live without it. You'll find the art that speaks to your heart at Desert Valley Gallery.
Hey, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. Hey, by the way, the folks over there at Desert Valley Gallery, located at Tivoli Village, I met with them yesterday. They have a new incentive between now and the end of the year. If you go in and make a minimum purchase of only $150, you will enter a drawing for a pair of tickets to their monthly cabaret show that they hold there in the gallery. That's a $70 value of tickets for two, and it'll be any show you want in 2024. So get in there, mention Aaron's Hour, tell them you heard about the incentive. You want to enter the drawing, and there you have it. You'll have a nice night out at the gallery, catching some great music. Yes, John.
So go there because the chief said so.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Mr. John.
Getting
doing
those
a rant
tickets to the
Not a ramp, but I got
the cabaret thing.
Yes.
It's really cool because it's really a small venue. There's only 30 tickets.
About
they
30,
only sell?
about 30 people or so,
Yeah,
35 max. That's it.
And it's a great place. And
You and I will be there November 18th. It's
I will
already
be
sold
there.
out. You and I will be there. It's already sold out. And our friend Monique, who has been on Aaron's Hour, will actually be singing on the 18th. All right.
And she's gonna knock it out of the park.
Yes, she will. All right, let's get started, gentlemen, shall we?
Yeah.
What do we start?
Well, we're going to still. Well, let's talk about the match you mentioned earlier. Though we don't. Do we have it actually? We do. Sami Zayn, J.D. McDonough. It's the kickoff match during the pre-show. I did not actually select this as in my list, but what do you guys think? Zayn, McDonough. Does McDonough get into the Judgment Day by beating Zayn? Does Zayn win? Does the rest of Judgment Day come out and help McDonough win? What do you think?
Sami Zayn.
Okay.
Sami Zayn's going to take out McDonough and is going to start that crowd off hot.
Now, Zayn in the past has not performed there because of Saudi Arabia and the religious issues or humanitarian rights, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what made it, I wonder, and I may have missed the interview, what was it about this trip that he decided to go this time
Money.
around?
He went last time too, but
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. But I mean, he
they
obviously
defended the tag titles.
Oh, that's right. That's right. But he changed his stance on it after being very staunch early on. But all right, I'm going to go to. I want to see Sami Zayn win. I love the guy. I love what he's done over the last couple of years, not just within the bloodline, but the conspiracy theory stuff prior to that and all of that.
Yeah.
You talk about a guy who does a lot with whatever's given to him. I just love the guy. And really, you kind of touched on it before I went on the air, Chief. I would love to see Sami get a serious, regardless of the character he's in. I really would love to see Zayn get a serious run for and obtain a serious singles championship, in my opinion. But that's just me. What do I know?
You know, I want to put something out there.
Okay.
I'm looking at this list, and I don't see the Usos on here. So I'm wondering if somebody from Judgment Day is going to come in and interfere, and then one of the Usos is going to come out, and it's going to be a big melee.
Are either one of them having visa issues to travel?
No, but I did read like this morning, like after I already made the run sheet, Gunther is having actual like visa issues. That's why he's not there.
Really? Oh,
And he might, and he's not going to be the Elimination Chamber because he's not allowed to leave the United States for 6 months.
Who's that, Gunther?
And
If he doesn't get it fixed, it might actually mess with that Berlin show.
Yeah.
That thing like is going to be based around him, so they better fix something.
Does it say why he can't leave the U.S. for
It
6
just said
months?
visa issues.
Visa issues? Wow. Okay. Well, let's hopefully all that gets squared away. Before we go on to the actual card, which match of the 7 do you think is going to be the main event tonight? Do you think it's going to be Roman and LA Knight?
Roman and it has to be Roman, and
right? Because it's the heavyweight championship or the world championship, whatever. And I agree with you. But again, they sometimes will surprise us on what's expected. So
even though the world heavyweight title's on there, that's a consolation prize. No matter what they try to do, Roman is the real champion.
That is very true. All right, so let's keep going up the list from the bottom. WWE Women's Championship, Io Sky, Bianca Belair. Whoever wants to start.
I'll go Bianca Belair.
Okay.
I think we're gonna have a new champion.
Okay.
I agree with you. I think Bianca's going to win it, and then it's going to be her and did she change her name or keep her same name?
Who? Kyrie?
No.
Kyrie Sane? Jax? I'm not sure who you're talking about.
She came
Jade?
over from AEW.
Oh, Jade Cargill.
Jade Cargill. Did she change her name?
I don't think so.
No, not
So
that I'm aware of.
I think Bianca wins, and then it'll be Jade and Bianca having some altercation.
I would love to see
for the
that.
belt.
I look forward to
I think
Bianca and
that's
Jay
what's-
going at it.
That's what's going to happen.
In the past, though, except for maybe the last one, usually this show is really a glorified house show where storylines really don't get moved along a whole lot.
What, this one?
The one in Saudi Arabia.
Oh.
Traditionally, they've just been glorified house shows.
Okay.
However, last time they were out there, I believe they did continue a couple of storylines. That being said, I'm going to pick Io to continue with the belt only because Damage Control, if they're out there, which I believe they are, at least Bailey anyway, Bailey is still always going to be an X factor getting involved in matches.
Bailey's hurt. Bailey got hurt last night.
A week ago
I don't care.
when they taped it.
That's fine. It showed last night.
What kind of injury did she have? Seriously, I
You
don't know.
tell me.
I didn't watch it.
Well, what the hell? You just said it was a week ago.
I said they
If
taped
it
it
was
a week ago.
If it was a week ago, you should know what's going on.
I don't.
Well, I don't either. All I know is she got hurt.
Okay. Well, hopefully, if she got hurt, not bad enough that she still could make the trip and possibly somehow get involved. I don't know.
No.
But I'm going to pick Io. That's my pick, thinking
who
that
you- pick
scrum
whoever-
will still happen.
Pick whoever you want.
Okay, thanks.
You can even pick the referee. I don't
I don't
care.
want the referee. I don't care.
I picked Cox Cable.
I picked the internet.
John Cena versus Solo Sikoa. What do you guys think?
As
I
much,
think they're on track.
as much as I want to see Solo win it, there's no doubt in my mind that Mr. Cena is going to win this match.
Okay.
John Cena wins, but an interesting fact that this is Solo's first one-on-one match on a PLE/pay-per-view.
Really? Okay.
But see,
He's
there's
getting-
been too much like talk about Cena not winning a match in like 1,000 days or something, so
Mhm.
he's gonna get his win.
He's
But hopefully, he puts Solo over in the process.
Solo's getting there.
Yeah.
Solo's getting there.
In all their meetings in the ring and in all the scrums and bloodline interviews, Solo's taken out Cena once or twice with the thumb, hasn't he?
Last week.
Right. So he's in the process, rightfully so, of helping to continue to put Solo over in that capacity, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did a good job last
Yeah.
night when he was acting and his voice was all scratchy from
Mhm.
the thumb
From the week
before.
Yeah, absolutely.
See,
All right.
So you did watch it. Okay.
No, the week before I did. The week before
Okay.
I did.
I got
The
you.
week before
No,
I did.
man, get out of here.
Cody
I
Rhodes,
got- I
Damian
got you.
Priest. Brunette is picking Solo.
I don't care who he's picking.
Well, I'm just announcing what's in the chat room. That's all.
Solo. Okay.
Anyway, Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest.
Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
And then let's see what Damian does with the briefcase later in the night.
Damn, he stole my thunder. I think Cody's going to win and early in the show because Damian Priest is going to be busy later in the show.
Which match? He can cash in for any of the matches, right?
Title matches, yeah.
Any of them title matches.
Yeah.
So he could even cash in for the women's championship if he
Be a
wanted
little
to.
frown.
Well, I'm just
That
saying.
is 2023, so
I'm-
he can identify as a watermelon. if he wants
I'm
to,
just
but-
saying. I asked
Sure.
I asked him if he could cash in on any of the
Absolutely.
matches, and he said yes.
In theory, I guess you can.
See that, man? I'm getting all over you guys today.
Go get some sleep. It's interesting because with the chasing with Seth, I think if anything, if he cashes in tonight, it would make sense to me that regardless of the outcome, if Seth wins or Drew wins, I think Damian's going to cash in on that match, or at least try to anyway,
Yeah.
later on.
Let me ask a serious question, though. Damian's on SmackDown.
Damian's on Raw.
Or
I thought you watched like all these wrestling
On
shows.
Raw.
Did you watch it last week?
I didn't get much sleep on Raw. Well, then that makes sense if he goes after Seth. Okay, never mind.
They're on the same
I
show
answered-
every
But with Money in the
Monday.
Bank, though, you
Yeah,
can go
yeah,
after
yeah.
any titles. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he can go after the NXT title if he wants to.
But
You're right.
the
You're right.
question I was going to ask you, if he went after Roman in LA match and won, then he would have to switch shows.
Yeah.
Right? Go to SmackDown, which would mean would the
Heavyweight.
entire crew go to SmackDown, or would that be the breakup of the
It's
Bloodline?
not going to happen, so it's not really much of putting thought into it.
Well,
but
I'm just putting
it
out
would
there.
just be-
I'm trying to do this.
I think it'd be Damian just going to SmackDown if that was to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, and especially given all that they've talked about with the Judgment Day, the power struggle now, Rhea Ripley's over here with Dom and these guys over here, and Damian, who knows what's going to
And
happen.
what's going to happen with Dom Dom today? Nothing.
He doesn't have a match, but
It's going to be in Rhea's corner, I'm sure.
I'm sure. All right. United States Championship. Rey Mysterio taking on Logan Paul.
I don't want to say this out loud.
I don't either.
I really don't, but Rey Mysterio is going to lose the United States title to, I don't want to say the name.
Logan Paul's going to win, and the new faction is going to be the LWO, the Logan World Order.
Oh my God.
There you have it.
That's disgusting.
Oh my God. So when I sent my picks into Ronald last night,
Did
because
you like
he's
that one?
yeah,
That's pretty damn
that
good,
was
wasn't
actually
it?
was very good.
Thank you.
Maybe you should get less sleep more often. Although Liz, I'm sure, would want you to get more sleep.
Yeah.
But last night, Ronald Young, our buddy out in Florida, he usually tracks all of our picks, and he's tied up this morning helping another event.
Yep.
He asked us to send in our picks last night, and when I sent him my pick on this match, I told him I picked Logan as well, and I put in parentheses, and I hate making this pick because I don't want to pick Logan Paul. You know, he's going to be another part-time champion. We don't need that. We just, you know, we're dealing with champions that are there all the time.
Okay.
But
Logan's going to win the match.
Damian's going to cash in on him. That would be good.
Then he's going to give the title up.
To who?
Whoever.
For tournament?
Tournament. He's going
Really?
to give. He's going to give it up.
Under what reason would he give it up? I'm just curious. Why he would do that?
Derangement.
When's his?
How do I know?
When's
That was
his-
pretty deranged. No, it's only three.
No, the
Shit.
arrangement.
It would be good for WWE, honestly, for Logan to win the belt just because of like his popularity,
Sure.
his podcast, and
If he wins it, Johnny Knoxville's coming back to manage him.
yeah.
The only downside of Paul winning, the one additional downside of Paul winning is his energy drink. Because you know he's behind that Prime energy drink, which Canada is actually banned because of all the sugar and caffeine that's in
Yes.
it. However,
Yes.
I would presume that they would make it very clear that he cannot promote the drink because they
Correct.
already have a contract with another drink. As was found out, part of the discussion of wanting Ric Flair to come back to WWE was Flair wanted to promote his new energy drink,
And wouldn't
Woo,
do it.
Enterprise, whatever. And the WWE said no because they already have this contract with
Yeah.
Is it 5-hour energy? Can't think of what energy drink it is, but
The only one I know
that would
is
have to.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
That's not an energy drink.
That's the only thing I know that they
Yes.
promote.
Yes. Well, they did Mountain Dew. Remember that Mountain Dew dark match a couple of pay-per-views ago? That was horrible. All that sort of stuff. But anyway, so that would be one thing that they would have to make sure does not appear, is that he doesn't promote his drink in any way, shape, or form around any WWE related function.
I don't think I like the energy drinks a thing, but like the regular Prime, like just like hydration drink, like his version of Gatorade, that stuff's delicious.
Who's
Prime, like the drink.
Logan Paul.
Yeah.
But I think anything under
I've
the
never
Prime
had
name,
it.
they wouldn't let him promote, though, if they've got this agreement with another energy drink company.
I don't know.
But anyway,
never.
it-
Have you
it-
ever had an energy drink?
Once out of very bad desperation, and I hated it because it's all sugar.
I've never had one.
Don't bother.
Never.
Stick with coffee or your iced teas.
I got my iced tea.
Anyway, all right. So I agree. I think Logan Paul's going to win. I think that's a trifecta for the three of us here, under probably some of the worst conditions possible, in my opinion. All right. With that, we're going to stop for a moment. We have a couple more matches to discuss because it is the bottom of the hour. You know what that means? It is time for the Chiefs rant.
General quarters, all hands man your battle stations. Set material conditions Zebra throughout the ship. Make Zebra report to DC Central. General quarters, all hands man your battle stations. Set material conditions Zebra throughout the ship. Make Zebra report to DC Central.
Because the chief says so.
You're on.
Speak, freak. Let me hear from your beak.
Pay the internet bill. Damn it. Anyway, a few weeks ago, folks. And anyway, this is the chief. My 2 minutes of fame is going to be 3 or 4 minutes today. Anyway, a couple weeks ago, folks, seriously, went over to Albuquerque, New Mexico to the balloon fiesta. And while I was over there, I am a sports card enthusiast. I like enthusiast.
That's four.
That's pretty good.
That's
I'm
good
getting
for
there
you.
now.
That's four.
So anyway, my buddy Bill, we went up to a store,
Mhm.
collectible store, and I'm going to plug it. Okay,
Yeah,
I want to plug
Does Scott know that you're going to plug?
No,
I'm just kidding.
but
I'm
that's
just
okay. My number one,
Of course.
my number one store is Power Play Sports and
Of course it
Collectibles. That goes without saying.
For sure.
Okay. Anyway,
Better be.
Game Time Sports Cards and Collectibles. Okay. I want to talk about it. I was out of the 14 days I was there 4 days. And I went through Jordan's entire stock.
Okay.
Fantastic young man. You walk in, hi, how you doing? Just like it's family.
Mhm.
And I want to shout out to this young man because he's got a great future in the sports card and collectible business. But on the flip side, he's a huge John Cena mark. Okay. A huge mark for John Cena. Loves the guy. All right. So we got talking wrestling too. So I know he's watching our podcast. So, but anyway, Game Time Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Our broadcast, not podcast.
I know.
Video cast.
1449.
TV show.
Hush. 1449 Eubank Boulevard, Northeast Albuquerque, New Mexico. 505-294-3087. Stop in and see Jordan and tell him the chief sent you.
Jordan, your bill will be in the mail.
Sorry. Was that a complimentary, or do we have to bill him for that?
That's the chief's rant for the day.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Jordan, for chatting with Chief, and We're more than happy to share your information along. But if you'd like to advertise on a full time, reach out to us. We have some great opportunities. Although I'm sure Chief's already spoken to you about it.
I'm working.
I got you. You got it. Oh, John Rankin, good to see you back in there. He says hello. Just been working at these hours. Well,
Hello.
John, thank you for joining us whatever time you
And
can.
thanks for letting me plug.
No, of course.
I'm gonna tell you, super nice guy. Super nice guy.
John, do you have feedback on on some of the speakers? Because I'm getting all the sounds back.
Hello. Test. 1,
Good.
2, 3.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
All right, let's get to
Hello.
the last couple of matches before we go to break. By the way, just want to remind everybody, and we're going to remind everybody this a couple of times throughout the show. Before you go to bed tonight, change your clocks back 1 hour to standard time. You gain an extra hour of sleep or slumber or sex or drinking, whatever you end up doing.
And what day do we put them back forward?
March 10th, you said.
That's
See,
right.
I listened.
Okay.
That's
just
so we
check.
lose that hour that we're
I
changing
was
this
hoping
weekend.
you didn't write it down.
I did not really say clock change back 1 hour. See, nothing.
All right.
All right, let's get to it.
Where are we
Let's
at?
talk about the fatal five-way for the Women's World Championship. Champion Ripley going against Jack, Stark, Baszler, Rodriguez. Lot to unpack here, in a way. I think we're all in agreement. We talked about before. Is Rhea going to win this, right?
Yeah.
Do we agree, Matt?
Rhea's going to hit the Riptide on Nia Jax just to prove a point, and she's going to beat Nia Jax in the match.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You-
I think if anybody on this list, Jax is the only one that can take the pin and not have it hurt anything in
Yeah.
terms of positioning, right?
You know, I was just looking at the sheet,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, you got Solo there, you got Zoe Stark there. I'd love to see Zoe Stark win this match, but it ain't going to happen.
Right.
All right, but then you got LA too,
Mm-hmm.
so you got three people very heavily that were out here in Las Vegas wrestling.
Sure.
That are on this card today at Crown Jewel.
With the relationship that Stark had with Trish earlier this year, right?
Yeah.
Even though they separated,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
any chance Trish shows up and gets involved
No,
somehow in any
no.
way? No, you don't
I
think
don't
so?
think so.
Thomas Burnett says Rhea isn't losing that title until WrestleMania. So that begs the question in advance, or I'm going to ask it because I'm begging it. Who would be the person to upset Rhea at WrestleMania? Who do you think? Who could conceivably, would it be Jade Cargill?
I think Jade goes after the other belt.
Okay.
I think it's going to end up her and Charlotte at WrestleMania,
Okay.
but I think it's going to be Becky Lynch.
The man.
At
Yeah.
WrestleMania
That's
against Ripley.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Okay.
what I think.
Okay. Burnett also says Becky.
I agree.
Okay. I'm just kind of looking ahead.
I've been wanting that match for like 2 years now.
Although you know what, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind seeing Shayna one-on-one wrestle Rhea for the belt. I think that would be a good match.
Could be leading up to WrestleMania. I think that would be a possibility.
Sorry,
No.
I forget I can't do that.
All right, next match before we take our break to go into the main event. Heavyweight Championship, World Heavyweight Championship, Seth freaking Rollins against Drew McIntyre.
Is it finally Drew's time?
I'm picking it to be at least for this match, with the caveat that Senior Money in the Bank will still be hovering around.
I think Seth retains.
Okay.
I think Seth retains the belt.
Okay. Matt?
I think Drew wins it, but Priest walks out World Heavyweight Champion.
That seems to be the trend of some of the prognosticators that are out there. I think, especially with the way Drew's character has been portrayed, that woe is me, I've done as much as I could. I had the title during the pandemic and I never got this opportunity, blah, 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 blah. I think he needs and should deservedly get the tip of the cap winning a championship in front of 60,000 or however number of thousands of people are going to be out there. How long his reign will be, however.
He can celebrate for like 5 minutes.
Right, exactly. But that means it has to be a really, really physical match between him and Rollins, which then begs the question, with Rollins' back allegedly being as messed up as it is, how physical can it get to sell the beating that Drew will take for Priest to come in and beat him relatively quickly, as seems to be the trend for all Money in the Bank cash-ins. There's never really been an extended match for a cash-in. Someone's down and out, they hurt their leg, they rip their knee, whatever, boom, 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 3 seconds, and it's over in 30 seconds.
I I don't see the World Heavyweight Championship or the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship, either one of them losing at Crown Jewel.
Okay.
Neither one of them. If they're going to lose the belt, they're going to lose it at something other than Crown Jewel.
Okay. Mr. Matt, so who's your pick?
We doing Roman LA Knight?
No, did you? No, I'm seeing Rollins and McIntyre. I missed who your pick was.
McIntyre wins,
Okay, and then
but
Priest
walks out champion.
See, I would love to see Drew win his title in Europe, given that's where his roots are, obviously, right? That's why we all, Clash of the Castle, we're all like, that would have been the perfect opportunity, right?
Yeah.
But that's when Vince was still in charge.
Right. And I agree with that. Now, would him winning in Saudi Arabia kind of give him that same satisfaction? Probably not. But still winning a championship in front of tens of thousands of people versus an empty arena, the energy from that. But again, if that were to happen, Priest looming out there with his briefcase, we're all looking at the nod of like, okay, this is when Priest would do it. Would they have him cash in at a Saudi Arabia show versus a pay-per-view here in the States?
Unfortunately, at that time,
right,
that was the best that could be
for Drew.
done.
For Drew?
For the championship, for
Mhm.
Drew.
Mhm.
That was the best that could be done. You know what? If they're not going to give it to him in his homeland.
Oh, okay.
Okay. No, hold off. Wait till they go to Germany or wait till they go down to Australia and put the belt on him.
I'd rather see it happen in Germany than Australia if they were to go that route.
Either one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm okay with either one. I don't personally, I don't think this is a good fit. As much as I want to see Drew win, I don't think Crown Jewel's the place.
So let's go that road then. Let's say Drew doesn't win. Right. We see his character getting darker because he's getting upset, he's frustrated, etc. Let's say he does lose.
Right.
Then what's the path for McIntyre? We know he's kind of turning that heel persona because he's getting frustrated and pissed off, right? Does he go full-blown heel? And if so, what's his path in that direction?
Well, maybe if, as Matt said, if Damian cashes in on the belt, right, and goes his own way, then maybe Drew goes with
Judgment Day?
Judgment Day. Yeah, I could see that.
I think
I could see that.
They say Drew McIntyre's contract is almost up and it's not going to make it till WrestleMania. So I think within the next month, we're going to figure out if he's leaving or not. Just by the way they book him.
I was going to say, if he gets the Ambrose treatment on his way out, right, with the gas mask and all the crazy shit that they did. I thought that all this extent, because this contract theoretically date-wise was up, but this is all extended time because of injury, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And there was hope over the summer that he was pretty close to signing. But apparently that is still obviously not the case because there's been no announcement that he signed. He wants a ton of money. Does he deserve it? Probably.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. Burnett is correcting me that RVD and Cena did have an extended match as RVD announced his cash in. I don't remember what that meant.
One night stand.
Okay. How long was the match? You remember?
20 minutes.
Was it really? Okay.
Like
So one extended match after all these years of Money in the Bank, right? Who had the quickest cash in? Wasn't it on Bryan Danielson that Sheamus beat him in 8 seconds after he won the title or something? Sheamus cashed somebody.
Sheamus beat Roman, but I think the quickest when Big Show was knocked out and Daniel Bryan pinned him.
Okay, I remember 8 seconds with Danielson and Sheamus at something. Somebody only had the belt for 8 seconds before losing it.
That was a WrestleMania match.
Okay, something. Okay,
it says here the last update on McIntyre's contract indicates the former two-time world champs contracted through April of 2024, which should see him available for WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia.
Well, if they're going to consider putting a belt on him at WrestleMania of any kind, they better sign in advance. Because if he loses at WrestleMania, then he's done, in my opinion. If he doesn't win, if he doesn't sign beforehand and he wins, great. But if he loses at WrestleMania and there's no word that he signed a contract, he's going to be bound for somewhere else after his non-compete.
He'll be at Double or nothing in Vegas in May.
There you go. All right. We're going to step aside for our second break of the hour before we get down to the main event.
The crack research.
Yeah, the crack. Oh, research. You're watching Thoughts Count anywhere, wherever we are. I have no idea. We'll be right back. Most business owners struggle with the following issue. How do I brand my business to get noticed? Double 8 Design Studio helps businesses by designing brands that boost confidence, look and feel timeless, stand out from the competition, and attract all the right clients. Whether you are in need of a new brand, upgraded design elements, or completely redesign your current brand, Double 8 Design Studio has fully customized packages for your business. Call Chelsea McKendrick at 702-525-3334 and visit www.double8designstudio.com. Let Double 8 Design Studio give you a brand new outlook for your business.
This is Jeff Bearden, the Giant Warrior. Join me on Saturday mornings to listen to the best wrestling podcasts on the internet. Thoughts Count Anywhere. Tune in to WWDBTV to be able to catch this wonderful show and stuff. I know I'll be here every Saturday to watch myself.
Okay. Hi, welcome back to Thoughts Count.
Hey, WWDBTV studio.
What's our phone number?
702-992-3207.
Give us your picks. Keep them. Says the paper on the wall.
The chief says so.
That's right.
Don't you forget it.
Keep giving us your picks in the chat room. If you're watching us on YouTube, put it in the comments section. We'll be able to see it there as well. What your thoughts are, how excited you are on a scale of 1 to 10 for today's card, which will kick off in about 15 minutes. Actually, the pre-show match should just about be done, shouldn't it? It's usually in the middle of the hour.
I don't think it starts till what, 10 o'clock?
Right. For the main card.
Oh, yeah.
Pre-show, it should be on right now.
I don't know.
Somebody.
Hey,
Okay.
Good morning, Nick. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're feeling better.
All right, with that, let's get to it. Let's get into the main event. Undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns taking on the ever-growing popular, everybody would love to see him win, Mr. L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that match?
I think.
Looks like Sammy won.
Yeah, Sammy won. But,
Sammy beat McDonough.
Was there a doubt?
No.
Okay.
So we got that. We're all 1-0 so far.
You didn't have it on your sheet.
No, but I made my prediction.
Did you send it into?
He doesn't track the pre-show stuff. He just tracks the main stuff. Go ahead. Let's talk about the main.
You're so full of shit. Grant took Richmond.
I think definitely Roman retains as much as everyone wants LA Knight to win the title.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if they do the match right with a really messed up finish towards LA Knight, I think you can get more over losing. But I don't see.
You mean Roman winning in a screwy fashion like he normally does?
If Roman wins screwing over LA Knight, I think LA Knight would get more over losing.
Okay. That's interesting.
But there's no way that LA Knight's winning the title.
Okay.
I don't think Roman even considers losing the belt until WrestleMania.
Okay. So LA Knight, in your opinion, would not ever win the heavyweight championship, whether it's Roman or somebody else.
No, I can see him winning it at some point.
Okay, but not against
honestly,
Roman.
but not Roman.
Okay.
It would mess up Cody's story. It would mess up Roman. It would mess up a lot of stuff if LA Knight wins the title.
So if Cody wins, let's say at WrestleMania 40, which is what everybody's predicting would be the main event, and let's say Cody wins, LA Knight go after Cody to win it, I think is a more plausible storyline, better opportunity for him to win the belt then, yeah?
That wouldn't mean near as much if he beats LA Knight compared to Roman
not
Reigns.
Cody. No, Cody beats Roman.
Oh.
And then Knight now gets an opportunity to chase
Yeah,
Cody.
he can go after sure, but Cody has to beat Roman for the belt.
Okay.
Folks, are you hearing what I just heard? We're going to have
called common sense.
We're going to have a good guy versus a good guy match. And these two gentlemen that sit next to me, that'll never happen.
One of them could turn by
it'll never happen. Which one's going to turn?
LA Knight first.
No. He's so over, he ain't turning.
if he gets screwed.
He ain't turning.
Don't
play devil's advocate. You just don't. You just don't like being put on the spot. And folks, they've said it more than once. You can't have a good guy versus a good guy match. It don't happen. Well, I'm here to tell you it can happen, and you can have a heel versus a heel match.
Mr. Old School trying to turn new
Okay.
Is that what I deserve?
Don't go there, man. Don't go there. Don't take.
Back in my day,
don't take.
At Madison Square Garden,
Don't take it off. Don't take
heel.
it off. Don't take the heat off of you because I'll have John go back into the tape and put it up on the screen to where you two.
Oh, do you want me to pull up clips?
I am not denying.
Do you want me to pull up clips?
I'm not denying I haven't said it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not denying that.
All right.
I never sat here saying I've denied it.
All right.
However, going down my line of thinking. Going down my belief.
No.
Come WrestleMania 40, after Cody wins at some point.
I don't think Cody's going to win.
You don't think he'll win?
I don't even think.
If he doesn't win, he's done.
I don't think it's going to be Roman and Cody at WrestleMania 40.
Who do you think will go for the title then?
Drew. I think it's going to be Roman and Drew at WrestleMania 40. That's what I think. That's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to play Cody out a little farther yet.
Well, I think, in my opinion, if Cody doesn't win at 40, I think they've lost all major opportunity for him to get a title. Get the heavyweight, get the title. Let's put it that way. In my opinion.
I heard two comments this morning on the other show. One comment was the best champion that WWE has right now on TV, bar none, is Gunther. Because week in and week out, he's wrestling somebody for the belt. Where Roman has only had 2 or 3 matches recently.
He's still the money draw.
I don't disagree with you on that. But he's not there week in and week out wrestling on TV.
So have we taken away then the opportunity? Let's say Gunther at some point before WrestleMania 40 drops the IC belt. Because again, old school thinking, the IC belt was always the lead up to the main title.
That's where I was going to go.
Is that another possibility for WrestleMania?
Yep.
That listen, Gunther's popular. Let's face it, he's right up there. I don't know what his merchandise sales are or any of that stuff with that Imperium, but you got to think, everybody loves his matches. He's a great worker. Every match he's had, banger matches, et cetera, et cetera. Are we losing sight on the fact that maybe Gunther's a dark horse for WrestleMania 40 for the belt? If he loses his belt somewhere between now and then?
I think he's probably one of the first challengers for when Cody wins the belt.
Okay.
Let me ask this. If LA loses today.
Brunette says Drew and Seth are starting off the show.
Okay. If LA loses today.
When LA loses today.
Could LA go after Gunther for the IC belt and beat Gunther?
He could.
And become the IC. Gunther then goes after Roman for the belt.
Yeah, he could, but can I throw a dark horse in that Intercontinental title picture? I'd love to see Chad Gable get his shot again. Because they had all that. He had a great match on TV.
Yep.
Did the emotional in-ring promo about doing this for my kids and my family and all of that. And then all of a sudden, what happens this past week? Him and Otis lose to the Creed brothers debuting on the main roster.
Yeah.
That's not a good position for Gable.
That's called creative writing, sir.
I think Logan Paul's going to win the United States title, and then LA Knight's going to go after Logan Paul, which would get LA Knight more notoriety, just going after Logan Paul just because of Logan Paul's reach.
Maybe LA go on Pat McAfee's show and hype it
against Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: didn't LA Knight just take over #1 merch spot from Cody not too long ago?
Yeah. And then
I know publicity. There's no such thing as bad publicity, but within the world of WWE, if you're the #1 merch sales, you're pretty over, right?
They could also do a angle on Logan Paul's podcast because he does still have the number 2 podcast
with his brother,
in the
right?
world.
Does he?
Does it with his brother, doesn't he?
No.
He does it by himself?
There's like 3 other guys on it.
So imagine if, like you said, LA Knight is on McAfee's show, and at the same time you bring Logan Paul in via satellite on his show, simulcast all of that.
They're going to be
Now you're
talking
building
some,
this. Yeah.
They're going to be talking some
You know what? I'd rather see that picture develop, to be honest with you. That sounds like a very, much as I don't want to see Paul win, but I think we're all in agreement he probably will today for whatever the reason. But I'd rather see that develop between LA Knight and Logan Paul, between two talkers, and as over as LA Knight is, Logan Paul obviously is a heel by most people's sense when he goes into the ring, especially today going against Mysterio. Then you got LA Knight and Logan Paul. I could dig that. I could dig that one.
I got to be honest with you.
Especially for his first title.
I think LA Knight's the best person on the mic right now in professional wrestling.
In all of pro wrestling?
In all of pro wrestling.
Okay. That's a big statement.
I think Cody's a better promo than him.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, you're a Cody guy, so, it's okay. What are you smirking at?
No, I'm biting my lip. My lip is bothering me over.
The only reason he's saying this is because of
there.
FSW. That's it.
Hey, I think they're both good. Cody did a very nice job cutting a promo at the end of Raw last week on Priest. I thought that was.
Oh, you watched Raw last week, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were talking
Cody's promos are like more
SmackDown before. not Raw.
Okay.
Cody's promos make you get like more emotionally invested. Yeah. LA Knights are just catchphrases.
When Cody does a promo, I go to the bathroom. That's
not Cody's fault. That's your prostate's fault.
Because Cody.
So suck it.
Because Cody, you must know how to do it, then, buddy. If you're talking about it, you must know how to do it. You must know how to do it
Take
down
note
on
of that
Fremont
line.
Street. Then you've been watching
I think
too
that's
much.
I think that's the line of the year so far.
And it don't bother me.
Gotcha.
It doesn't. It doesn't bother me.
But it is funny.
It doesn't bother me.
I know.
It doesn't.
You got
bother
thick skin.
Because stupidity,
I thought it was funny.
Stupidity is as stupidity does. So it don't make no difference.
He's mad because he's got no comeback.
Anyway, yeah, I do. Cody's nowhere near his dad. Never will be.
Better.
No shit. No.
Was it really?
Couldn't even carry Dusty's jockstrap.
But did he?
No, wait. Let me finish now.
I was going to say something to aid you in your comment.
Let me finish. Okay. They're trying to build it up. Okay. And they have been for the last 2 years since Cody's come there for Cody to win the belt. 2 years. And it hasn't happened yet. And it's going to be another 2 years, and it'll still be the same place. He won't have the belt. Okay? There's people, in my opinion, and don't get me wrong, Cody's a good wrestler. I'm going to give him his due. But there's people that have been on this roster longer than Cody who deserve the shot before Cody. Before Cody.
Are you talking about when his recent return versus all the years he put in prior to leaving?
Yes.
There's people that have thought the FSW arena deserves every title just because I saw him live.
So maybe we need to go to a break.
I was going to say, I think we're going to go to the top of the hour so that John can make more coffee for Chief here. Thank you for watching TCA. All of our
his
predictions are
prostate's
in.
acting up. He's got to run to the bathroom.
All of our predictions are in about 2 minutes.
Pocket.
In about 2 minutes, Crown Jewel will be live with what seems like the opening match of Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. It's going to be coming on in 2 minutes. You're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. Hopefully, we'll be back for hour number 2. I have no idea. We'll be right back.
Right?
Yep.
Thoughts Count Anywhere. Y'all watching it. These are my new tag team partners, Steve-O, a.k.a. Zeus, from the hit movie Friday, and from No Holds Barred.
Hello, this is Martin Casals, a.k.a. Marty the Moth, and you're watching the Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. Enjoy.
What's up, man? It's your boy, 752. I'm here with my man, Big Chief. I need you to check out the podcast, Thoughts Count Anywhere.
This is Impact Wrestling's Dash and Chris Bay, the ultimate finesser, former Finesse Division champion, and you're listening to Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast.
Hi, I'm Sean Davari. Listen to Thoughts Count Anywhere for all your wrestling news.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts Count Anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit hey, all your gimmickry. go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
This is the Essential Character EC3 on behalf of my dear friends at Thoughts Count Anywhere. The podcast for your mind when you need deep thinking about all things sports and entertainment.
Hey, what's going on? This is Axe, and I'm smashing the demolition.
Hey, we want to invite you to watch every Saturday morning. Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Hey guys, it's Tessa Blanchard and Ozzy, and you're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Hey, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. I'm Aaron. That is Matt. You see, Chief hasn't returned from break yet. Who knows why? But here is he coming back anyway? What? Oh, welcome.
Oh, the prostrate's relieved. All right, let's get this show on the road.
Oh my God!
I didn't realize he was off the desk. I was wondering what those weird noises were.
Oh my God! Anyway, welcome back to
Damn
Thoughts Count
Zipper got
Anywhere.
stuck.
Crown Jewel is about to start. There's running the intro right now. We are watching it on Matt's computer.
Did we pick the championship match?
Which one? Reigns and Knight?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all in agreement that Reigns is
okay.
winning, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, hour number 2 underway. We will try not to talk as much as we would love to about what we're watching because we don't want to spoil it for anybody who may be taping it or anything like that. But hey, if we talk about something, too bad. Fast forward on the replay. All right. Matt, pick something on our reports here. Where should we go? I didn't mean to wake you up. Chief, I'll ask you next.
Carl Anderson and his wife had their 5th baby.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to him.
All right. Well, what are you guys' thoughts on Chelsea Green and Piper Niven dressing up as the Hart Foundation in front of Natalia?
I thought it was great. I loved it. They looked great in that dressed up like that. I thought it was good.
What?
Did you watch Raw?
When? Monday? Yeah.
What's your thoughts about Piper Niven dressing up as Jim the Anvil Neidhart right in front of Natalia?
I guess I would say they ran it by Natalia before the show, and she gave the approval. So I'm okay with it. If they hadn't done that, I think it would have been, even though it was Halloween, I think it would have been a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to
funny.
I don't want to use disgrace.
Inappropriate.
Yeah.
Let's say inappropriate. I agree. I would agree with Chief that I would think they would have asked her.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
I would hope so.
But Piper Niven as the Anvil.
Oh, she looked good.
Yes.
I'm not. Yeah, no.
It was well done, and as long as
Yes.
they asked Natalia and she was okay with it, then
And
I thought it was fine.
In some ways, I guess we can look at it. They were honoring.
Yeah.
Jim and Brett.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so from that aspect, I'm okay. All right.
Here's an interesting. I like the question that you put on here, Matt.
Which one?
John Cena says Randy Orton is the Shawn Michaels of his generation. Agree or disagree? That's a great question.
Wait, wasn't Shawn there when Cena was wrestling?
Yeah, but how much of them did he cross over when it came into that? When Cena really made it big, at what point of
You
the
mean with
Attitude Era?
Thugonomics and all that?
Yeah. What part of the
after?
Well, Thugonomics was during the Attitude Era, right?
Yeah.
Was that towards the tail?
Was
that towards the tail end versus when DX was doing their thing? I mean, I don't remember how long they were, but
it was like towards the tail end, and then like Shawn's really last big thing was going against Cena at WrestleMania 23.
Okay.
Don't know.
Because then after that, he wrestled Flair, of course, and retired Flair.
But he was saying like Randy Orton has like the best timing. He makes everything hard look super easy.
His technical skills and
yeah.
stuff. Gotcha.
I think Randy Orton's definitely underrated as like when they talk about like the Mount Rushmores and like the best of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Orton's never in those conversations, and he should be.
Mm-hmm.
Could Orton be a guy? Say he comes back pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Could Orton's name be in the mix for a championship match?
if they give him one last run, if he's truly at the end because of his back and all that stuff, I'd love to see Orton get one more run.
I'm just throwing that.
Don't we want to see guys that we know that are kind of at the tail end that we've loved, like a Norton, get that one last push?
Yeah.
Right? I would have no problem with that. I'd love to see it. I think it would be great.
You know, again, don't get me wrong. I think Drew deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think Randy does. I think Cody deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a pecking order how they do it? What about Gunther? Does Gunther deserve it? You know, there's another name that you can throw into the mix.
I think he does deserve it, but based on all the names you said prior to that, I would put him at the bottom of the list of guys. Big picture.
How about Sami Zayn?
I put him in that list too. I said that at the beginning. I would love to see him get a true championship push in whatever character they give him.
Yeah.
Let him get that fight because he's worked his ass off, and give him his just due.
See, the thing I think WWE missed the picture on, the Usos worked so hard to make the tag team belts creditable. Okay. WWE should have ran with that because there's a lot of good tag teams, and they could made those belts exciting matches at pay-per-views. You look at it, there ain't even a tag team match on this pay-per-view. I don't know, maybe like Matt said.
Is there trouble with Finn not being able to travel for this show?
What I was
because Priest is there, right?
What I was going to bring up was, are there a lot of wrestlers that are possibly having visa problems?
Listen, when it comes to traveling overseas nowadays, it's highly possible. That's for sure.
I'll tell you what, though, I learned the trick traveling. Man, from now on, I'm using a wheelchair.
We talked about that.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, let's talk about some business news. I think
Talk
interesting.
To me. Where are we at?
Fox CEO said on a conference call that they dumped SmackDown because they didn't generate enough ad revenue. That's the third bullet down.
That's crazy because I guess it kind of makes sense just because WWE has like a certain audience that kind of fluctuates in like within a certain number.
Okay.
It's like only a certain amount of people are wrestling fans.
Okay.
But if you replace it with like a mainstream show that catches on, it can go from like a small show to a huge show.
That's more
and
of a
get
gamble
more
for
like
them,
ad
wouldn't it be,
revenue, but
wouldn't it be more of a gamble for them to take a show that has no traction, like a brand new show, and hope, fingers crossed, eyes, everything that you can cross that it's going to become a hit show? That usually takes at least a year, at least through one season.
True.
How many shows have we seen in the past 15, 20 years after one or two episodes?
Gone.
Because numbers aren't there.
Yeah.
So I wonder what the projections were when Fox first signed on with WWE in terms of what they were hoping for revenue-wise. And how far, look, if they wanted $1 billion and they only got 800 million, is it really, being off that much and those kind of numbers really doesn't sound like a whole lot.
True.
If you're expecting $1 billion and you only got $1 million, yeah, I agree with that. Then we have a problem. But here you have a show that's been established, almost 30 years now, a little less than Raw, but and they didn't get enough ad revenue, plus always having to move them whenever there was playoffs or games that they needed to televise. That also doesn't help shows at times either.
Now that Drew and Seth are the first match, does anyone want to change their predictions?
Nope, not changed. They're locked in. Ronald's got them now.
Speaking on Fox earnings call, CEO Lachlan Murdoch confirmed the company decided against a renewal because the return on investment didn't match its discipline parameters. How we analyze the WWE renewal, we look at all of our sport portfolios the same way and all new rights the same way. On the basis of analysis on both advertising point of view, we weren't hitting advertising numbers due to the audience of WWE for our return on investment to be above the level we would accept.
So that goes right in line with what you were talking about, the niche market of wrestling fans versus their ad revenue when they run the Super Bowl. What are they comparing that ad revenue number to is my question. If they're trying to compare it to the ad revenue.
They're probably connecting it to like the NFL, UFC, baseball.
If they were trying to compare it to Major League Baseball, this year's World Series was not going to get them the kind of numbers that they would have anticipated. And no disrespect to the Rangers, which, by the way, congratulations to the Rangers for winning against the Diamondbacks. But there's no large market team in there. You don't have an LA or New York or whatever. So their ad revenue for the World Series had to have been bupkis in comparison to what SmackDown could have brought them in. But hey, whatever. They could have just simply said, hey, we're not interested in renewing, and off we go. And nobody, nobody would be talking about it. But guess what? We're talking about it, which is still good for WWE. Couple of quick notes I just want to read on here. Montez Ford and Bianca Belair's reality show debuts February 2nd on Hulu. Why Miz and Maurice? I mean, we got all these. Why? We have Miz and Maurice that's out there, although it hasn't been on in a while. Now they're giving us Bianca and Montez Ford here in their own reality show. It's the same cookie cutter thing. What our life is like out of an arena. So I don't
Montez Ford is so like entertaining. I kind of want to. I hate reality TV. So I kind of want to watch it, but because of the actor strike, there ain't gonna be no new shows anyway.
What happened to Miz and Maurice?
Hasn't been back on yet. I used to watch it. But this one is going to be. They're going to be on Hulu versus Miz and Maurice being on USA Network.
I don't get Hulu
because of the actor strike. There's really no new shows coming, so. We're going to be bored for a while.
Well, there are some shows that I guess had shows in the can prior to the strikes.
There's still some coming out.
But you're right.
Not many.
Not many. You're 100% correct. WWE has already sold 11,000 tickets to the Raw after Royal Rumble. Where's that show going to be? Do you know?
It is in Florida.
It is in Florida. Okay. So 11,000 tickets have already been sold because we know usually the shows after certain pay-per-views just are wild as far as the crowd is concerned. Who's that in the ring? Is that Byron Saxton in there about to do an interview?
Oh, he's about to do the.
Oh, is he doing the ring announcing? Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
But no Samantha Irvin on this show.
I was going to say that's interesting.
This is not okay.
No, it's not. AJ Styles set to return after or at the SmackDown after Crown Jewel, which means tentatively next Friday. Does he come back on his own? Does he come back with the good boys? Luke, one of them's hurt. Isn't Gallows hurt or something?
Gallows is hurt, and then Carl Anderson had a kid.
Right.
So he's probably coming back by himself.
Okay. And eventually the other guys may come back to support at a later time. Big E gave the best update he could and said there is no timetable for his return because of the nature of his break, it is going to take longer to heal, which he's been saying for some time. Everybody's been saying that for some time anyway.
Yeah.
But I would love to see him get involved on TV somehow. I don't care if it's commentary, but somewhere where he's safe, of course, and not get involved with any, physical contact. But his attitude and his presence, even for a segment, it's got to be worth something to have him on TV somewhere, don't you think?
I agree.
And I don't want to see him on the bump as a co-host or anything like that. I want to see him on TV, go to NXT, be a guest commentator there somewhere, bring some light. But I just think he's a big talent that's just not being used in a way he could for his personality. But that's just me. What do I know about him?
I don't know if he'd have been taken seriously because of the comedy he's done the last couple of years, but he'd make a good GM better than Nick Aldis. That guy's monotone as.
But you know what, though, with his comedy style, he could still be a fun, almost like the way Jerry Lawler was in a way.
Yeah.
Add that humor to being the color commentator, what he's seeing, or, just adding some craziness. Because you know what, with all due respect to Michael Cole's been doing it for many years. Gray's been out of the ring for a while, but at least he's been in the ring.
Yeah.
Wade Barrett's been in the ring. You got that skill of being in the ring. You can call stuff very differently than just being an observer of wrestling and calling the action. But that's just me. Maybe it's just me wanting to see Big E back on television. Reports say Dragon Lee has signed a new main roster deal finally. So Dragon Lee is fine. I think that wasn't he supposedly announced or signed a week or two ago, but I guess pen to paper has finally happened.
Yeah, that was a way to tell somebody they're coming up to the main roster instead of just randomly popping up. But I want to see how he gets involved in the LWO or something.
Mm-hmm.
See if Rey Mysterio helps push him or something.
Right.
Brunette just shared with us, since we don't have the audio on Crown Jewel, he said that Rollins hasn't been pinned in a singles match since January 2nd of this year, per Michael Cole, as he just shared that stat during the broadcast just now.
Okay.
Eric of the Viking Raiders undergoes spinal fusion surgery. So he will miss a year of action or more. What does this mean for his tag partner? But his tag partner, they've been running on singles, right?
Yeah, they've been pushing on singles run. Hopefully, that guy's good.
How come they don't use the female as a wrestler?
Valhalla?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, she left. She was released in the very first releases
I'm sorry.
a couple of years ago. Sarah Logan.
Yes.
Yeah, she did like once when she did like that thing with Maxine, but that's it.
I mean, I'm just wondering why. Maybe her and Nia Jax would be a good match.
Yeah.
Or her and.
I don't want to see anybody get hurt by Nia Jax,
No,
so
her-
we can keep her away.
Okay, I agree with you. Her,
Piper Niven?
her and Piper.
Size-wise,
Niven. That might be.
That would be interesting. Valhalla, Logan. Which one of the Viking Raiders is she married to? I always forget.
The one that had the surgery.
The one that's
here.
having surgery. So would they put her on TV with him being sidelined at this point?
Probably not.
Probably not. I would agree with that. Because they really, in Ivar's run on his own, they really haven't talked about Valhalla that much that I've heard. But everybody's high on his ability that he's been showing in the ring as a singles competitor. So that's a good sign for him.
Definitely.
Which one's having the surgery? Ivar or
Eric?
Eric, I hope you have a good back surgeon that is going to perform the fusions for you, because that's some serious stuff.
It was on his neck. There's like a scar like right there.
Maybe he'll go see the doctor that Jack Eichel had
could
for
be
his neck surgery.
Could be. Oh, what a move that was!
Just saying.
McIntyre just caught Rollins. That's right. Going through I haven't. Going through the rope. McIntyre caught him.
Don't give nothing up.
I haven't given a winner yet.
Nothing.
But nice on the outside. That's a good move. He caught him through a.
If you're a wrestling fan and you're not watching this,
that's right.
And you're not watching until I upload it, sucks for you. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't disagree.
Some people have jobs.
Lex Luger appears on the bump, which is his first appearance in WWE since 1995. Anybody watch it? I didn't.
I didn't. I always forget the bump's on until like it's over.
Where do you watch it at?
YouTube.
No, I don't watch.
Well, would this be? I don't know if this statement's 100% true. Didn't they do a biography on him?
It is his first live appearance.
A live appearance. Okay, live appearance. Okay.
Didn't it
live live?
Didn't it say live? LIVE. I thought I saw it there.
It says live, not live.
Live.
It says live.
LIVE.
Which can also be pronounced as live. Like I live in a house, LIVE.
Liv Taylor, right?
The disclaimer that Mr. Phillips needs new glasses. Send your comments to Aaron Phillips.
That's right. Lola Vice wins the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament.
Yeah.
What does that mean for her? Does that give her like #1 contender? What does that do for her? Is this like women the entree?
I think it puts her like in the next like bracket of.
It's not like
who is this to.
Gotcha.
I heard she may be the one going up with Lashley and them.
Oh, I read that. I read that group going in with the Street Profits.
Yes.
I read that as well.
Yes.
But I was going to say, does this win give her the same lineage of success that winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royale does? I mean,
nothing.
So that's why I was wondering. But good for her. If it moves her up and she gets a bigger spotlight, good for her. Of course, our historian, right out Crackstaff to correct me, Ivar's in a fatal four-way on Raw to determine the next challenger for Gunther this week. And Valhalla was with Ivar this past week on television. So there you have it. Thank you, sir. Gigi Dolan, Nash Carter got engaged. Congratulations. Last piece of news in there. Triple H extends a WrestleMania 40 invitation to Joel Embiid after getting fined for doing the DX chop during a game. Well, if that's the case, let's start chopping right now and get our invites.
Triple H?
If you ain't down with that, we got 2 words for you. And sucker! Anyway, I mean, Joel Embiid could have walked to that arena without an invitation. I'm sure they would have let him in.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. So
it's in Philly.
Right, exactly. Yes.
He's going to name the oldest 76er humanly possible to go to the
Julius Erving.
No. Chocolate Thunder. Daryl Dawkins.
Yeah, he played with Irving, didn't he?
Called it.
Yeah. Hal Greer.
Yeah, you were going to say something before he distracted you. What were you going to say?
The Gathering in December in Charlotte. big wrestling convention.
Okay.
I really got excited.
Okay.
The Jumping Bomb Angels are actually going to be there.
Okay.
Together.
And who is the Jumping Bomb Angels?
I don't even know who that is. Will they wrestle in the 20s when you were like 30?
Man.
Ask your grandfather.
One of the best women tag teams.
I remember them. I remember the name.
What the?
Well, because I just like giving it to you, like you give it to me.
They couldn't be better than Chelsea and Piper Niven.
Swing that way, please.
you know. Here's the thing, though.
Yes.
You know, you've seen pictures of the wall.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to get women tag teams.
Of course.
Okay. And when I saw, and these girls.
What was their name again?
The Jumping Bomb Angels.
Jumping Bomb Angels.
Yeah. You need
70s?
Yeah.
Right.
I think 80s.
Late 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Okay.
These girls could wrestle, man.
I remember the tag. I remember the name. I don't remember who it was in the
But
tag
anyway,
team.
one of them lives here, but one lives over in Japan. And
Okay.
she's actually flying in.
Okay.
This is the first time that they've done anything publicly.
Oh, like for convention or anything?
Anything since they quit wrestling.
Well, that's great.
Well,
reach out to them, see if they want to come on the show.
No.
Okay.
No.
You don't want them on?
I think we would probably need a translator.
So they're not from America.
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize.
They live in Vegas. She lives in Vegas.
One of them does, he said.
But,
Yeah.
So I got to reach out to somebody who's going to get me a 8x10
Gotcha.
autographed.
All right.
So I can put it on the
There you
wall.
go. So with Triple H officially
Go ahead.
extending
I
this,
didn't
invite-
mean to
no,
interrupt.
that's fine. With Triple H officially extending this to Joel, WrestleMania is in the middle of the NBA season.
Who the hell cares about Joel Embiid?
In Philly, they do, and that's of course.
Come
what-
on.
Do we see him getting involved in any way?
No.
I hope not, because you're
you
still in
know-
the middle of the NBA season. Don't risk getting
Wait a
back
minute.
hurt.
Wait, I got the perfect match. Let Embiid get in the ring, and then Rodman comes out and body slams his ass. There you go.
Why don't we throw in Karl Malone too? While we're
Hey,
at
we
it?
could do that
Throw
too.
Shaq in there.
We could do that. We could have our own battle
that's
royal.
right. Throw LT in there. We'll put them all in there. Oh my goodness. Burnett says the Angels were part of the first Survivor Series and first Royal Rumble. So they are former WWF Women's Tag Team Champions as well.
No,
Well, that's why he's the historian.
They were.
All right, let's go to the AEW report. As we're still watching this first match going on, which looks like has been a rather physical match. Every time I look up, it looks like
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it looks like McIntyre's been more physical, but with that being said, here comes Rollins. Drew reverses it.
What if
Wow.
Priest cashes in during the first match, and then Priest versus Cody turns into a match for the World Heavyweight title?
I was thinking of that when we were going through.
Why didn't we bring that up?
No, I was thinking about it. It
Damn,
never
I-
came out of my mouth.
I
but-
like that.
Yep, absolutely.
I like that, man. That's
Absolutely.
good. I like that.
Absolutely.
What if
That could raise
Cody
the
ended up
stakes.
winning the title at Crown Jewel somehow?
I just. I
Okay. I just watched that replay.
Go ahead. It looked like the state
I
of
didn't
Nevada.
I did not see Rollins unless he lifted his left shoulder, which was not visible on camera. I could have sworn the ref counted to 3 and they released the pin attempt. So I would love to go back to see that scene right there again. But
I never seen.
no,
that.
that's right. Don't you can keep it live.
I never seen that ref before either. He must be a jabroni. Doesn't that look like the state of Nevada there? Almost.
All right, you can fast forward it because that. Oh, you're gonna go back again to watch it. Go back to the live shot where he does the move. Here we go. 1, 2.
Oh, he
Okay,
popped his other shoulder.
All right, so and his hand didn't hit. I was real close though. Okay, AEW report. We kind of touched on this before that Ric Flair has signed a contract with AEW, also to help promote his energy drink. But as part of this 2-year contract, he's willing to take bumps again, and he even wants to go through a table.
Please no.
Now, some have said in the past that Ric Flair must have a death wish somewhere with all of his antics.
Hey, I got a question.
I know you never say never, but
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
How can you take a insurance policy out on anything?
Usually at events, you can do same day events, insurance policies, and all that stuff. Sure.
Maybe we ought to take an insurance policy out on Ric Flair.
Well, I don't think we can. The event would have to do it to protect themselves.
I'm going to go the opposite. I want to see Ric Flair die in the ring. Book John Moxley versus Ric Flair. Do it, Tony Khan. Do it. Do it. I dare you.
God almighty. Oh, we're going to hell.
In a handbasket.
I already have lava front property. It's fine.
Oh my goodness gracious!
No,
I'm just
thinking.
For every event, for any event, even Kiwanis.
Why?
Kiwanis has insurance, but for certain events like a golf tournament or things like that, Kiwanis will actually get additional insurance for the day of the event.
Yeah, you have to do that for like most things downtown.
Just for the event, just to cover. Yeah, if it's event specific. So I would think, first of all, wrestling for all their events, whether it's FSW, BVW, WWE, AEW, they have to have insurance anyway, in general. Maybe for specific pay-per-views, they may up it, but anything with Ric Flair in it,
Tony Khan better make sure all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed.
or hold no liability. It's not, if God forbid something happens to him, it's not AEW's fault that he's taking it on his own. As we're cringing, Rollins is up in the air and Drew McIntyre's coming out. Oh, on the hardest part of the.
I was hoping he's going to do that on the steps.
He's targeting the back. I mean, that's what we talked about, right, earlier. But
I didn't want to see Ric Flair versus John Moxley or Ric Flair versus Darby Allin. Book it.
Do we see Flair versus Sting?
Oh no.
Unfortunately, I think that's going to be the Revolution match.
God no. I think Flair will stab him in the back at some point during a match of importance. But God, I don't want to see him. Sting is 65. God bless him. He's called his shot to retire. Let him stay healthy to make it to that match.
And Flair signed a 2-year contract.
Right. And to take bumps for 2 years. The guy's got a death wish. Where was Charlotte? Where was somebody to say, Dad, what are you thinking about?
Andrade's backstage. He's got to be like, dude.
Somebody.
Come on.
And how about his son-in-law? Right?
Who?
I mean, no, not
They're not married no more. They're divorced.
Did they get it? I know they're separated.
No, they're divorced.
They actually are divorced now.
They're divorced.
But Andrade should still have an eye out for him.
I would think
Conrad Thompson. Conrad, is that the son-in-law or son that promoted the match was supposed to be his last match?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to step up to Flair and say, look, Flair, look, Dad, super dad and dad-in-law. It's enough already. You're 70-something. You got a pacemaker in your heart.
Danny, who was I talking? I must have been talking to Thomas. And Thomas said to me that Flair had signed a 2-year contract to take bumps. And my comment to Thomas was, you got to be kidding me, Tony Khan, that you would sign a stupid-ass contract like that.
Tony Khan's playing with wrestling figures in real life.
Okay. And that's all
No, absolutely. I mean, we all have said this. It's been commented on the air and busted open in every show we've talked about it. Tony, and you just alluded to it. Tony Khan's a mark running a wrestling company.
And I'm gonna say, I'll say this publicly now. With Ric Flair, if he goes back into the ring and takes more bumps, and the match is as bad as the one that we saw,
right?
Supposedly his last match,
right?
Ric Flair needs to come down off of Mount Rushmore.
Well, that's interesting. So these later matches are hurting his legacy, is what you're suggesting.
I think so.
Interesting you say that.
You're only as good as your last match. That's what they say all the time.
Remember. Absolutely. Thomas Burnett says Rick said in an interview that he didn't sign this contract until the night before his debut.
Sure.
During as
he must have been drunk.
As Sting's
maybe he was drinking with Cena.
Must be. All right, we're at the bottom of the hour. We have 30 more minutes to chat about the world of wrestling. We're going to step aside for our break of the second hour. More to come. We'll be right back.
Well, hello, good people of planet Earth. Is this thing on? Hello,
I can't see you out there in TV land, so I'm going to rely upon the honesty of the internet that I know you're on the other side of this mirror. And me, your warlord of weird Sin Bodhi, is hoping that if you want to stumble upon the greatest form of internet entertainment of all time, even though the internet's only been around for about 23 minutes, I would like you to watch WWDBTV.com. It is amazing. It is awesome. They'll teach you the meaning of life. They'll teach you all sorts of cool stuff, how to turn peanut butter into jelly, and so many other things. And if you're going to watch, do it with styles. Do I look like I'm clowning around? Is this thing on?
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
Hey, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you from WWDBTV Studios in Las Vegas. Matt, Chief, and I, Mr. Aaron, we're holding down the fort where we were just watching during the break, the ongoing match still, the opening match between Rollins and McIntyre. And what we just saw was just, it's a crazy match. I asked you guys about this just when we came back. This match alone so far is setting such a high bar from what we've seen without listening to it.
Heck yeah.
That the rest of the card's going to have a really tough time going up and staying up on this one.
It's a 30-minute match already.
Is it really? Yeah, it is. You're right.
10:32.
Almost, yeah. Well, give or take a little less because they had to run the 12 minutes
True.
of videos to warm up that we haven't seen, at least 1,200 times in the last week?
Yes.
So Bryan Danielson broke his orbital bone last week on Dynamite and has undergone surgery this week, and they say he'll miss the rest of the year. Article that I read is that he believes it was an accidental possible back elbow of some sort or a forearm early in the match that didn't exactly hit where it was supposed to that caused the injury.
Yeah.
I think as much as I like Bryan, I think he needs to retire.
He was closing in, wasn't he?
He's had a couple serious injuries.
As of late, yes.
As of late.
And they say his arm that he had broken a couple of shows ago when he went into this match, that where he broke his orbital bone, his arm still was not 100%.
Correct.
As they said.
Correct.
So did we miss the ending there? Because I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So it looks like we still have a retaining champion?
I don't know.
Well, so far.
Were we correct or wrong?
So far we have been, let me go back to my list here. So far
I was wrong. I know I picked Drew.
No, Chief, you got Rollins right. Matt and I went the other way.
Okay.
So here was the missed move that we just saw. Drew missed his move. Looked like Rollins.
Now,
he went for a pedigree and then his classic stomp.
Now,
what
does this?
Now we'll hold our breath to see if Priest comes down. Is right. That's we were talking about that.
What does this mean for Drew now? Do we think?
Well, again,
you know what? I don't care. We can talk about it. It's our show. What does this mean for Drew now?
I think this goes in a long direction of what they think his contract negotiations are. You're not going to invest in a guy who has a potential to leave. Can you want to turn a little volume? We're going to turn a little volume up here because it's post-match. Rollins is in the ring, and at this point, folks, Damian Priest is running to the ring with a ref in tow. Is he going to cash it in? It certainly looks like it. He's hesitating here for a moment, folks, so let's see what he does. Does he hand the briefcase over? Looks like it.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Let's hear the bell.
What's
there
Cody?
It is. Who attacked him from
Cody.
behind? Oh, that's something we didn't call.
He took
he took the briefcase. Did we actually hear the bell ring? The bell actually never rung then.
So, question is, possession is 9/10 of the law. Does Sammy have the briefcase now?
Yes.
No.
There you go.
Well, here's the funny thing, guys. I read this morning, exploring the possibilities of how does Damian Priest Does Damian Priest possibly lose his briefcase? But that's been talked about for a couple of months and possible matches and stuff. Okay. And this exact scenario was an idea that someone had brought up, that somehow Zayn was going to get possession. I didn't see it coming at the end here to basically save Rollins.
Well, it's the same thing with AEW is Jay White has possession of the AEW title. It doesn't make him world AEW champion.
Let me throw something out here now. Let me speak on this.
Speak on it. Preach.
Sammy's got the briefcase. Does Sammy come out after the Roman LA Knight match and cash the briefcase in against Roman?
And win it in Saudi Arabia. Even if it's for a short term. Wow, but
just throwing it out there.
So let's take that a step for. We talked about this also, right?
Yep.
Rhea Ripley just.
She's like, I told you.
Wow.
Should have joined us.
Wow. I think we're going to see Drew go darker.
Yeah.
But to me, not having him win is as much of a sign that his negotiation. You're not going to invest in a guy who's not signed, or who you don't believe you have a better than 50-50, obviously.
I agree. Right? I agree with. But there again, could Sammy cash it in on
Absolutely.
Roman?
If ownership of the briefcase is what they go by, whoever has the briefcase can cash it in. But in theory, doesn't the contract in there supposedly have the name of the winner of the Money in the Bank match on that piece of paper?
Should.
Right? Should.
I don't know.
Now, unlike when Otis had the briefcase a few years back.
Or does just the briefcase itself?
I would think, again, I'm thinking legally, but we're talking WWE. If you have a contract, somebody wins a contract, that piece of paper inside that briefcase should, logically, have the name of the winner on that piece of paper. And then all you need is the signature, so to speak, of the other person, even though you're not going to get a signature. But But Otis lost his briefcase fair and square in a match.
Who has
the briefcase was on the line?
Who has the tag belts
for the guys?
Yeah,
Priest and Balor.
What if Sammy cashed it in and it was KO and Sammy against Priest and Balor, unannounced match today?
Interesting. The only question with that is
that's the kind of stuff I like.
No, and I like that.
Yeah,
the only question is from a timing standpoint, in terms of the show time. Would they be able to put something like that in, which means they'd have to cut time on, you know what I'm saying? Just logistically, if creative. I love the idea. Don't get me wrong.
Just cut.
That would be great.
Just cut the Ray and
the fatal. Well, they're running promos now.
Cut that one down and then cut.
But
then you cut back. Then you cut back Mysterio and Paul's match.
Yeah, just let Mysterio keep the belt.
5 minutes. That's enough.
But here's a but here's a question on
then
your suggestion.
Then you got Cena and Sikoa. 2 minutes. Cena does the I can't see. Boom. It's over. Then you got all kinds of time.
But here's one thing though. If you're Sami Zayn,
talk to me.
You have options now.
Yeah.
If assuming the briefcase is his after all of this. Do you want to do the tag belt thing, or do you want your second shot at Roman to get the belt when he was this close to winning it previously?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I heard something this morning mentioned about Roman and the boys, the tag, the Usos,
right,
and Solo.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that Sammy gets a shot at Roman.
If it were me,
that makes.
If I were Sammy and I just did that, and now I own the Money in the Bank because I stole it, I would go after the heavyweight title. Why would you back down? Although you love Kevin, but Kevin's now on the other show.
I would say they're on opposite shows. We couldn't really do it anyway.
Right.
But
but that doesn't mean you can't move people. Blah 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 blah. However, if I were Sammy, I'd be looking at, if it's truly his now, I would be looking to cash in on Roman.
Maybe Hunter is losing these losing these mind, and that's why we're getting better matches, Thomas. Think about it.
Thomas is saying Sammy isn't cashing in tonight unless the plan is for Damian to beat Sammy, which would mean Hunter has lost his mind because then there's no championships on the line unless it's a match for him to get the briefcase back.
Yeah.
But
make it I want to ask the honest question.
Yeah.
We went over the matches.
Yes.
How predictable were the outcomes of the matches?
Well, I think a couple of them were pretty predictable.
Okay.
Especially the heavyweight match.
When we spend our hard-earned money to go to the shows, and the matches are predictable, some of the fun's lost.
Sure.
All right. I would much rather, and I'm turning away from the screen right now because I don't want to see
women's fatal five-way.
I hope she's not wearing white.
She's not.
No.
Okay, good.
No, she's not.
She's like a big plum.
But anyway, I would much rather see things happen, spur of the moment.
Of course.
That us as the wrestling fans know nothing about.
Well, look
what's
what just
gonna
happened in that
happen.
match.
Exactly.
You know, did anybody expect? We all expected McIntyre to cash in. Who saw Sami Zayn coming down under the cover of a jacket and take the briefcase?
I really thought it was one of the Usos.
That would have made sense.
I thought
as well.
it was Cody.
Cody would have been a logical choice too. No back here.
Oh, she can't show her back.
But that's
now she's useless as fuck.
But
remember, the ladies had to dress head to toe.
But they that I like.
Yeah.
Unpredictability.
Absolutely.
And that's where I think we need more of it. We don't need to be able to play it out ourselves to answer the questions,
right?
And come out with the outcomes of the match,
right? Easy to predict.
That's Shayna.
So I want to know why Raquel's like whole gimmick is her back, and she doesn't even have like a really sculpted back either.
I don't know.
Well, they probably had to find something for her as her gimmick.
Her gimmick was Liv Morgan.
Didn't that start though with the back? Didn't that start down in NXT?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next comment here. Even with Adam Cole out with an injury, MJF and Adam Cole tag merchandise is still dominating merchandise sales in AEW.
Where are we at here?
Page 2 on the backside.
All right, I'm getting there.
Flip the page. Adam Copeland, Edge, joined Team Sting and Darby Allin to face Team Cage at Full Gear after Adam speared Christian Cage.
That was a good spear too.
He gives the best spears.
Him and Rhino. And Rhino. Freaking Rhino could give a spear.
Absolutely. Between the two of them, and all you hear every time Rhino did it was JR, right?
Gar!
What's she dressed? She looking pretty good, ain't she?
All black. Here's your champ coming out. What is she wearing? Oh, wait, is she being... Oh, my goodness.
No, man, come on.
She's coming out with a huge introduction of...
Okay.
Wow. Interesting. Tony Khan's big announcement this past week was announcing when tickets go on sale for the Wembley show next year in August. This thing with him making important announcements, surprise announcements,
they're almost never good announcements either.
No, they're not. They're absolutely not at all, and they're not worth the press, but here we are talking about it. MJF, even though he physically does not have the belt with him, he is now the longest reigning AEW world champion. AEW has been around, 5 years, right?
Yeah.
6 years or whatever we calculate,
like
5
that,
years.
yeah.
So what's his title reign? Over a year now? Almost 2 years?
Just under a year.
Just under a year. Okay. I guess for a new company, that's not bad. I mean, at the beginning, that belt, Moxley was the first title holder, right?
Jericho.
Oh, Jericho was, and then Moxley had it for a while. Hangman Page, did he have it for a while at some point? So it bounced around early on until they strapped it onto MJF with his persona. Yeah. And listen, we've talked. Let me ask you this question: we bounced it around. It's a new week. Who's your number one heel if you were to pick between Roman and MJF? Who would you pick as your number one heel in wrestling today?
Character-wise, MJF.
Okay.
It's not even those two. It's Christian Cage.
I didn't put that option in there, but okay, throw Cage in there. The only thing with Cage, though, currently now, he hasn't been running this heel persona as long as the other two.
Yeah, but between those two, I'd say Roman.
Roman? Even though he's not on regularly to continue to protect that heel image and do all the heel shit that, even though MJF is supposedly pseudo good guy now, sort of, kind of.
who's the guy that used to announce for Impact? That's on AEW now.
Ralph Nader.
Where's
Used to announce for
yeah.
Oh, he just started, didn't he? Gamble?
The guy that used to have the brown bag by the desk and take a nip in between matches.
God.
What the hell's his name?
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I guess
shit.
Rhea couldn't do her hair. She left it down.
He manages oh shit.
Well, you think on that.
He's a good heel too.
We're going to go to TNA Indie Report while you figure that out. Scott D'Amore said you will see changes to the show. It'll be a faster pace. There'll be a shakeup of talent, and they will disrupt and change wrestling. They started feeding the TNA name into production last night.
Don Callis.
Okay.
There's a good heel.
Oh, he's a good heel.
Good
too.
heel right now on
Mhm.
TV.
That's a good line. What kind of changes do you think, D'Amore? Again, this is almost like what AEW said when they first started. We're going to change the wrestling world. We're going to do things differently. It's not going to be your mom and pop's wrestling, yada, yada, yada. Other than adding a lot of blood to the TV shows, what can Impact/TNA do now to, I could see that they want to make the matches quicker. You're going to see changes in production. What can they do, though, to disrupt and change wrestling, using his words? What can they do differently?
Let the wrestlers wrestle. Let the wrestlers wrestle.
Yeah.
Okay. So less vignettes, less garbage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Less
But you have a 2-hour show.
junk.
You're gonna still have to have some of that in there.
That's
right.
Yeah, you can do the backstage stuff.
Okay.
But in the ring,
okay,
wrestle.
Okay.
That's what the squared.
So pure wrestling, so to
Wrestle.
speak. Whatever
Yeah.
wrestling is nowadays. What do you think, Matt?
I don't know. I kind of see like an actual alternative, like AEW said they were going to do, but it just turned into WWE Light.
Well, that's why I took issue with AEW. The only thing that they really did early on was count records.
Yeah.
But that was thrown out pretty quickly, a year in, if even that long, that records didn't mean anything.
Because I heard that they wanted to do the Ultimate X, some things like that, bring
Okay.
back some of that.
But is that new though? That's they've already been there, done that. What
Well,
can,
dude,
you know what
they
I'm
said they
saying?
wanted to like come up with stuff like Ultimate X and like
Thank you.
King of the Mountain, like
Okay.
stuff they created, but they want to come up with like newer, more innovative stuff to catch the wrestling fans' attention. Like Impact's always been a good show. They just don't have like the viewership of like whatever channels they're always on besides Spike.
They need
Call me.
They need a better channel.
Yeah.
Call me.
Well, but we've been saying that about Impact for a while, that they need a better quote unquote TV contract.
But I still say, I think a lot of it has to do with their home base being in Canada.
That's possible.
But just my thought.
But WWDBTV
Not saying
is
that's
not
wrong.
biased to anybody. So
Not
give us a
saying-
call,
not saying-
Scott D'Amore.
Not saying that it's wrong.
No, I get you.
Okay, but I just wonder if
There's some issues.
Yes.
Didn't they just sign a new contract though with somebody as part of this?
I don't know.
Matt, do you remember? Because they're on Access right now. But for
Thomas,
some
did
reason,
they sign a new TV
something?
contract?
Yeah,
with
something with the
someone?
new TV deal or
That was
agreement.
NWA.
Okay, that was NWA then. Okay, they just signed. Okay, never mind. All right.
Belay my last.
Never mind. Never more.
Anyway,
No, but I think listen. I'm happy for them because that means when they come out here, it's a much bigger show and a much bigger emphasis.
Did you see AEW last night at all?
Did I see? I'm sorry. Say it again.
AEW?
No, sorry, I did not.
The 1 hour show?
No.
I saw two guys. One of them's one half of the Motor City Machine Guns.
Okay.
And then one of the other fellas, they wrestled on AEW last night, which really surprised me when I saw both of them. And they're big TNA or Impact guys to see them on AEW. So I just wonder if they did a one-off last night, or they actually signed with.
Could be. Well, didn't they at the beginning with Kenny Omega and everything? They crossed over with Impact for a while. They were with Callis and all
yes,
that.
Yes.
Maybe this was just a one-off. But maybe there's something brewing there that they may go back to some of that.
I don't know.
Who knows? I
mean,
agree.
Callis has been on AEW for quite a while now.
Right.
So
right.
If they want to have an impact in the wrestling business, have CM Punk debut at Hard to Kill in Vegas.
Absolutely. That would
That would get
certainly,
everybody talking.
Absolutely. Tickets for Hard to Kill go on sale today, so get those
50
tickets
minutes
now.
ago.
And 50 minutes ago at 10 o'clock our time Pacific. Trinity versus Jordan Grace for the Knockouts title has been made official for Hard to Kill. Shelley and Sabin were on Rampage with a question mark, Burnett is asking.
Yes.
So
Shelley and who?
Shelley and Sabin.
Chris Sabin.
They were on AEW?
No, one of them was.
Well, he said he was on Rampage. These guys were on Rampage last night.
Shelley, one of them was.
Okay. As much as you may be throwing up in your mouth about Trinity and Jordan Grace.
I like Trinity, just not.
So do you think so? But let's call the match though. Theoretically, I mean, looking at those two, physically,
if Jordan Grace wins a title in my presence, I'm going to be furious.
Physically, though, Jordan Grace could manhandle Trinity, but
she couldn't manhandle a freaking horse.
Shit, she fucking pump handled Bully Ray to win the that battle royale 2 weeks ago. All right, enough on that. So we have about a little less than 10 minutes, so we're just on time for pop culture to begin wrapping up the show. Again, another reminder tonight before you go to bed, or technically 2 a.m., Alex Shelley is injured. He's confirmed it himself. 2 a.m. tonight, Sunday morning, or before you go to bed at any point, change those clocks back to standard time. You gain an hour of extra sleep or extra partying or extra sex or whatever you want to do for that extra hour is all yours. So do that tonight before going to bed. Okay. Let's talk about real quickly anything on the Texas Rangers won the World Series. I mentioned that earlier for the sake of conversation.
No.
What's that? Was that to reaction to the Rangers?
No.
Oh, what are you reading?
You mean Trinity versus Grace is going to be out here?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Can we roll back the tape, please, of 5 minutes ago? It's on the run sheet, too, there.
That's okay. It's going to be at the Palms.
Yeah, we knew that, too.
And tickets went on sale today in case you missed
About an hour ago?
10 minutes of
About an hour ago, right?
52 minutes.
52 minutes ago.
I got to get my ticket.
Texas Rangers, listen, for Major
We
League,
know a guy.
for Major
No.
for Major League Baseball, it could not have been an award-winning series.
No.
Rangers though won in like 60 years, so good for them.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
And I may be the only one to think this way, but I'm glad to see two small market teams.
Oh, I agree. I think it's great.
I think it's great for baseball. Financially,
Overall, yeah.
It was terrible.
Major League Baseball sitting in their office going, fuck, where'd all that money go?
But it was great for
Yes.
the Rangers.
Because for the
Diamondbacks.
Yeah, for the Diamondbacks, they hadn't been in the World Series since they beat the Yankees 20 some odd years ago, but the Rangers winning it in over 60 years.
Yes.
Absolutely, I totally agree, because neither of these teams were picked at the beginning of the year. But once again, like many sports, when it gets close to playoff time,
and
it's a matter of getting hot at the right time, as both of these teams were at the end of the year.
And you know we're stupid because we don't look at the odds
at the beginning of the year.
beginning of the years.
Well, I'm sure they were not favored.
Like right now,
Yeah.
we should be looking at the odds for baseball if they're up already.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
And take $5. Just
sure,
$5.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're up there.
Just $5.
Super Bowl's over, and like
Oh.
30 seconds later, they talk about the odds of repeating. So I'm sure baseball's already up there. I mean,
you know what I'm
absolutely, absolutely. But if you go back to the odds a year ago, I'm sure neither of these teams were in the favor.
Oh, they was
part of the
probably
race.
500 to 1.
I was going to go
I know,
put
I know
20
that
bucks.
big, but yeah,
Huh?
20
I was
bucks.
going to go put $20 on the Knights winning the Stanley Cup again because right now is 1,000 to 1.
Right now, even though they're 10-0-1,
Yeah,
1,000 to 1.
yeah.
You want to go in on something? Let's put some money in there. Here comes John with his. He's got a few bucks. There you go.
I'll put my 20 in there.
I'll do it too. You guys want to go in on a tag together for $80? I'll put you in a 20. You want to? I'm good with that.
I'll give it to you next week.
All right. And plus, as Burnett said, Rangers were undefeated on the road during the playoffs. Undefeated. They were 11-0.
I think,
That's crazy.
As I said earlier, before you got here and we were on the air, I think tonight's game against the Avalanche, the Golden Knights in Colorado, I think this game tonight will be a telltale of how well
the Knights are
Vegas
positioned.
Vegas will do.
There's been a couple games where we like skated through. There's been a couple games already.
Right.
It seems like every game I go to turns into like a shootout.
Because I mean, you know, as I said, Colorado's 7-2, and they're in the other division
right.
of the Pacific. So you got the 2 first place teams playing tonight, and Colorado always plays Vegas tough, always.
Yeah.
So I think this will be a telltale tonight of how it's going to go for Vegas.
Absolutely. Burnett says he's in for 20 as well. But when was the last time you checked on those odds?
Like 2 days ago.
Okay, because I know the odds will change as every day passes.
Check right now.
But Burnett's in for 20. I'll get to that in a second.
Okay. Where are we at?
Plus Burnett's. Oh yeah, and Burnett is saying that that's a game that will show what the Knights are made of.
That's what I think.
This past week, we as the entertainment world in many capacities lost a huge former NCAA basketball coach, longtime coach of the Indiana Hoosiers. Unfortunately known more for as much as he was for winning,
throwing chairs,
the sideline tirades and hitting players during whatever. But the great Bobby Knight passed away this past week. I believe he was 83, 84. Yeah. He passed away. So the
condolences out to the family.
Absolutely. The world of the NCAA in general.
And you know what? Condolences out to the University of Indiana.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great point. As well. But I think the more shocking one this past week was the passing of Matthew Perry. I believe he was 54. His substance abuse has been well documented. Let's put it that way.
He was one.
Toxicology reports have not officially come back yet, but preliminary reports, as they say, he drowned in his hot tub. They think he had a heart attack or some heart issue. He played pickleball earlier that day. Which, depending upon how much earlier than getting into his hot tub, when you exert such energy and then you relatively quickly get into a hot tub for the body, it's not good for the heart. It drops the blood pressure down.
The pickleball, that's the one with the paddle and stuff.
Yeah, like mini tennis. Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So going into a hot tub after exerting yourself relatively quickly after that exertion quickly drops your blood pressure. So he drowned was what they determined there. Hopefully, I think everybody's kind of holding their breath on the toxicology reports, but he's been clean
3 or 4 years now.
Yeah, big number, a handful of years. Yeah. I just hope for the sake of his legacy, we talked about legacy earlier with Flair, that nothing will show up in his toxicology report, only showing that unfortunately he had a cardiac arrest issue,
natural,
and unfortunately drowned in the process.
The young lady that was on the show with him,
Jennifer, Aniston.
I saw that she's going to adopt his doggy.
Yes,
yeah, which I think is fantastic.
You know, the one thing about those actors in that show, they were a very close knit group. That even David Schwimmer, after the announcement came of he locked himself in for a handful of days to deal with the passing of Perry, where I think like Thursday, maybe there were pictures of him finally coming out of his condo, you know, medical mask on, the whole thing. You barely could recognize that it was him, but paparazzi being who they are, they were camped outside his home to see.
You know who?
Is that Fatal Five-Way still going?
Yeah. Okay. You know who reminds me of Happy Day Family and the MASH family?
Oh yeah, the actors.
That's what it reminds me.
Absolutely. So, Thomas Burnett says in the chat room, and still. So that means Ripley retained. There you go. Which again, we all picked that to happen. Who did she get? Burnett. Who did she get the pin on? Did you catch it?
She hit the finisher from the top, the riptide, and landed on somebody else.
It wasn't Nia, huh?
She hit it on
Baszler doesn't look. I was going to say Baszler doesn't look good in the ring, and Raquel is out on the apron.
Not too much makeup.
No, I was going to say her hair's down, you know, which is unusual for her. Little makeup, but then you look at Baszler. Baszler's all made up.
Probably because of.
Well, Baszler had her makeup on though.
The country.
No, but Baszler had her standard eye paint and all that shit on. So, all right. With that, guys, don't forget the clocks again. Quick programming note. Next week, we'll be back to a 1-hour show, 10 to 11. I will not be in studio. I will be back east visiting with my daughters. So you guys have a great show, as I know you will. 1 hour, Trisha Keene, Channel 13 news reporter, will be joining me to talk about her. Not news. Maybe a few things may come up, but nothing to get us in trouble with Channel 13. So join me at the top of the hour. With that, fellas, final thoughts as we wrap this show up.
Everybody have a good, safe week. Tell your friends and family you love them. And see you guys next week.
There you go, Mr. Chief.
Hey, everybody have a fantastic week. Remember, Friday coming up, Marine Corps birthday. Next Saturday,
You need a drink of water?
Next Saturday, Veterans Day. And so shout out to all the veterans.
There you go. I just wrote that down just before you started talking about that, just to announce that as well. Again, have a great week, everybody. Hope you all had it. We didn't talk about Halloween for everybody.
You know what, too?
What's that?
Enjoy your vacation back east.
Thank you. Yes, I'm going to visit my daughters as a late 30th birthday celebration. So we're excited about that.
You know what? We didn't even talk. Hey,
we are running late.
Raiders. Good job on firing the coach and the general manager. Outstanding.
Go Giants. Be kind to everybody. Why? We're all we have. We'll see you next time right here on Thoughts Count Anywhere. Have a great week, everybody.